And we're live. And we're live for another episode of Slaaap Haaapy.
We can do it like this all day, hey, don't stop. Inhibitions run away, hey, don't stop.
That's right, we're here, we're doing it. I'm Sav, I'm the host of Slaaap Haaapy, and welcome to another episode. So, just want to have a quick little chat about a video I saw recently, and the video was of an EP listening party. Not just any old EP listening party, a very, very peculiar, interesting, fun and fascinating listening party. It features a young man from Newcastle in New South Wales named Mason Dane, and basically the EP listening party was hosted on a moving train carriage. I think they might have boarded it. I don't know where they boarded and got off. But anyway, it was on a moving train carriage, and the video is super dope. I'll link it below, so if you want to go have a look, you can see what it's about. And basically, yeah, what's so cool about it is that Mason is he's from Newcastle, as I said. Newcastle is like maybe 2.5, 3 hours north of Sydney, and just north of where I grew up on the Central Coast. So I spent a lot of time in Newcastle when I was younger, and a lot of time going in and out of Sydney City and Newcastle, and spending a lot of time on these trains. So I know these trains very well that he did the listening party on. And yeah, so the EP that he's releasing today, it's called Chasing Home. I think it's like 7 tracks. Go check it out. I'll link it below. I haven't listened to it yet, but I will probably just after this. But I digress. Yeah, so this EP that he's launching, it's called Chasing Home, and the cover is him basically at Central Station waiting for a train. And what's cool about, like, to me, it kind of invokes like the feelings that I felt when I was younger. Like whenever you would go out into the city, it kind of felt like this huge thing, and you just kind of felt like all the action was in the city, right? All the action was in the city. If you want to go to a gig, if you want to go to like a big football match, or if you want to go out in the cross, someone's birthday, you would have to like go to the city a lot of the time, and you would do it via these trains. So I just thought it was a super cool idea, the cover art and the whole theme of the EP, and then to do a listening party on the train carriage, I just thought it was like genius. It was cool. It was just like him with the mic, and they had a little speaker set up. He had one of his homies, who I believe is his producer, playing the keys, and then someone else on the guitar there. And yeah, they just like kind of just thrashed it out acoustic style, and it just sounded cool, sounded real cool. It was just a real moment. And I think, there's a lot of people writing about it, and a lot of people really excited about it, because it's very innovative, and it's just a great testament to like where hip hop is at in this country at the moment, where dudes are just making really cool moves and doing really interesting stuff. I think we're seeing a lot of it, a lot of innovation, especially NFT space with Young and Lips, and who else? Day One, I think, is doing something as well. Basically, a lot of these guys are kind of like delving into the NFT space and really just getting creative with it, really finding ways to, leverage their position and their audience, and finding ways to kind of like, build careers like efficiently. And I think, the guys behind Mason, I believe are dream big, and they looked after kind of Manu. They're still Manu. But, Manu had like a killer run in like, maybe late 2016 to like 2019-ish. And at the time, he was just doing like so many cool things, playing shows, tours, kind of, going overseas, doing a lot of really cool stuff. And I feel like that was all, like from my understanding, that was all executed by the Dream Big guys and Zig. And, there was a lot of smart stuff going on there, a lot of really well executed, well timed, just smart moving and like doing the right things at the right time. And, Manu is still probably, if not very close to, my favorite Australian artist, full stop. So I love Manu. I love everything that they were doing. And then they kind of, were able to kind of do a lot of that, cool stuff with Leroy, and found him and kind of cultivated his kind of, footing, and then we're able to propel him onto a trajectory that is now seeing him go to the top of like, global music. He's an international pop star now. So, and now they're doing it with Mason. So You know, probably capped off by the fact that he's in Georgia at the moment, hanging out with T-Pain and you know, who knows fucking what he's getting up to over there, but like definitely some cool shit, you know? And I think that's just where the hip hop scene is at in this country at the moment. There's innovation, there's creativity, there's hard work, obviously, and great music, but I think the teams behind them are just really doing some cool stuff and making good moves. So I think it's really good to see, because I think the more of it that happens, the more eyes get put on this country, the more opportunities start getting opened up, hopefully. And, you know, it's never a bad thing, because, you know, rising tide lifts all ships, and, you know, everyone kind of will get more opportunities if that's the case, I believe. So yeah, the whole kind of like EP listening party on a train, I just found it so fascinating, because, you know, if you kind of grown up on the Central Coast or Newcastle, you spent a lot of time on these trains when you were younger. Like, man, you got no idea. Like I reckon I've seen just about every single thing that you could see in life on these trains. I've either done it myself, or I've seen someone do it. Because you get these trains to the cross and then back from the cross. So you're seeing people throwing up, you're seeing people punching on. You get, you know, people getting fined, people getting arrested, people doing drugs, people having sex, graffitiing, like verbal fucking, you know, stoushes. Yeah, you've seen it. Like, you've seen pretty much everything you could see in humanity, the best and the worst, if you caught these trains growing up. And so, you know, for him to do it on the train carriage, it's so nostalgic, but at the same time, it's so like relevant to, you know, a big part of life growing up in that area. And yeah, I commend him. I commend the team for doing something really cool. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense, because what it's going to do is, Mason is on a trajectory for like an international audience, but what it's going to do is it's going to establish himself as a person from this country, from Newcastle, and it's going to establish him a really strong connection to like his home and his home fans. And I think that's a really cool way to play it. Like, you know, establish a strong connection at home. Make sure you got your local homies and your local people like backing you, and then start to build overseas like really nicely. And, you know, that's what they did with this EP cover and the listening party and stuff like that. So really smart. It's actually funny. So growing up, the trains would stop at 1:45, right? The train back to the Central Coast. So my friend Sean Fraser actually put out a song called Missing the 1:45 a couple of years ago. It's just a funny story about, you know, just that feeling of like, oh shit, like I fucking missed a 1:45. Now I've got to like sleep on the floor at Central till 4:45 when the trains start back up again. And yeah, it's a totally wild situation that we'd find ourselves in when we were younger, because like you'd be out at a club, you know, back in the day when the cross would, you know, stay open later, you'd be at a club and it'd get to like 1 o'clock and you'd have to make a decision. Like, I'm either going hard and then going home in the morning, or I'm going to make this 1:45. And, you know, sometimes you try to make the 1:45 and you end up missing it, end up having to sleep on the station floor, or you'd make it and like you'd be, you know, jostling for taxis when you got back to Wee Wee Station. Yeah, just real wild shit like that. But it was fun. It was well worth the price of admission. And yeah, this video from Mason has just brought up a lot of those, you know, nostalgic kind of moments, and I think it's a really cool move by him and his team. And yeah, looking forward to what they do next. But anyway, I just thought I'd talk about that just briefly. If anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns on that, I'd love to know them. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the Australian hip hop landscape at the moment, and kind of the trajectory that it's on and the momentum that it has? And, you know, what are your thoughts on Mace and this EP? I'd love to know. But yeah, my name is Sav. This is Slaaap Haaapy, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Peace.
That I ain't seen yet, travel far away from the